My name is Andy Gibbs and I'm Head of Careers and Learning Support for the new organisation Careers Jersey. Careers Jersey is an organisation that came into being at the beginning of September and was formed really from an amalgamation of the Jersey Careers Service, which was based at Education, Sport and Culture, and an Adult Careers Guidance Service, which was based at Social Security. I manage a team actually which covers a fairly wide range of areas. I suppose our prime focus is information, advice and guidance for all ages and all backgrounds. So we're dealing with people who are currently in education, who are perhaps looking for their first job, people who are in education looking to move on throughout the education sphere, people who are in employment, perhaps unhappy and are looking to change careers, and also people who are maybe out of work for some reason or are looking to return to a workplace, and we're there also to give them advice and guidance. The current figures are that almost 1 in 4 people who are working in Jersey are employed in finance, and that obviously doesn't take into account of some perhaps of the associated industries. But I think with an employment of around about 12,500, 13,000 people, it's a very, very large part of Jersey's employment sector. I think a lot of young people see finance as a route through to a successful career if they wish to stay on the island. I think quite a lot of young people are very realistic about their future. They look at the range of opportunities, they see finance as a big sector and feel that it does offer them the sort of opportunities that they're looking for. I think quite a number of people actually also see it as an industry in which they can move into. So they may have moved initially into industries such as retail and developed customer service skills, but are now seeing finance as perhaps a way of using those skills in a different environment. Our first advice really is to get information, do the research and find out what is out there and perhaps what therefore suits you best. I think one of the things that the finance industry has is just a vast range of opportunities within it. So I think one of the difficulties we have perhaps with some young people is demonstrating that range of opportunities, that finance is not just banking or finance is not just accountancy, that within the finance industry you can be an HR professional, you can be somebody involved in marketing. And I think really it's the research to find out what is out there and therefore what actually suits your qualities. I think you also have to, when we're talking to people, you have to think what people want from their jobs or what from a particular job. Are they looking for something which has a lot of customer contact? Are they looking for something which perhaps involves some travel? Are they wanting to gain qualifications? And all these sorts of things can actually lead them down particular roads and particular sectors of the finance industry. I think the qualities that the finance industry is looking for are probably the qualities that most employers are looking for. They're looking for people who are reliable and honest and trustworthy. They're looking for people who are enthusiastic and motivated. I think the finance industry is also looking for people who wish to learn and wish to develop. And I think that's really important. I think in most areas of work now, and the finance industry is no different, you don't stop learning when you come out of school or when you come out of college or university. You actually continue to learn, and I think it's very important in an industry which is very fast changing that you do continue to develop your skills. So I think they're looking for that type of motivation as well. So those qualities I think are really very important. And plus lots of other transferable skills which we talk about a lot: good communication skills, ability to work in teams, ability to solve problems. I think sometimes the finance industry needs to get over to the fact that they do want problem solvers. They don't just want people who process, they want people who actually can think for themselves as well and work within a framework. So all of those qualities I think are really important. In terms of qualifications, I think people can come into the industry with a whole range of qualifications. So they can come in with level 3 qualifications, which are A-levels at an academic stage, or BTEC qualifications from further education. A lot of graduates can find employment within the finance industry or the finance sector. But I think one of the important things which we would say is that it probably doesn't matter as much what that degree is or what that qualification is. What you're demonstrating is your ability to work at a certain level. And I think it's that employers within the finance industry are interested in. So they're interested in people who can learn and have already shown their ability to learn. Again, it probably depends upon the role that you are looking for, I think. I think sometimes from an old conversation I remember with an employer in the finance industry, they said that they were looking for somebody who had that bit of spark, that they had that bit which just set them apart from perhaps other candidates. So they were looking for just that something that little bit different. I think that the industry is such that people do work within teams, and certainly as an employer, I would always be looking for somebody who would fit into an environment, would have that team fit. I think that's really important. You have to be able to relate to people. Communication is such a big part of the finance industry, and I think it's really interesting that even in areas such as accountancy, where traditionally we'd have said, well, you must be very numerate, I think within accountancy probably communication has overtaken that. You have to be able to work with figures, but you don't have to be a fantastic mathematician, but you do have to be able to talk to people. And I think that's true in most areas of finance. So those would probably be the key qualities that I would look for in a candidate. But I think that having that little bit of spark, that little something which sets you apart, it may have been something you've done in your past, it may be something that you're doing now, but it's just that a little bit different actually, that which makes you an interesting person to employ. I think like most jobs in most areas, I think that you would say that there are areas where they're not the most exciting. As an ex-teacher, I used to hate marking loads of essays and found that incredibly boring. So I think within any job that is the case. I think that for most people, as they develop through a job and into a career, if you like, within that sector, the job itself takes on and you move into the areas that you get most enjoyment from. And I think it's really developing your career which actually takes away any of that boredom aspects. But I think we'd be wrong to say that there's going to be a job which is 100% exciting. If there is, I haven't actually found it yet, so perhaps I would be doing it as well. But it's the sort of thing that you're actually looking for, which has got a job which has got more things that you like than that you particularly dislike. And I think there are many areas of finance where that would be the case. My best piece of advice is actually find out what is out there. I think that too many times that we make judgments based upon information which is second-hand, which is only a perception rather than the real thing. So I would always suggest to somebody who is coming to the finance industry or coming to any industry for the first time is to go and talk to people who are doing those jobs at the moment. Find out what those jobs actually are and actually find out what other jobs are in that sector, because I think information is the key to any good decision, and I think it's up to for people to actually go and find that information for themselves in whatever ways possible, but talking to people within the industry to me offers that best opportunity. If somebody is looking at a career, again, if they're at school and are considering that the career as a first choice, a first step into the employment market, then it's useful to talk to their careers teacher at school and then perhaps to ourselves and make an appointment to come down and see somebody at Careers Jersey. What we do have are contacts within the industry, and it's by using those contacts we can actually put them in touch with people that they can talk to directly and find out more about those positions. And I would say exactly the same for a mature student who is perhaps in employment already, is looking to change employment. I think it's really important, if they're going to make that step, which is a very big step, to actually change career direction halfway through that career. I think that the important thing is to find out, and we would be able to put people in touch with people in the industry who are virtually on every occasion will actually give up their time and will talk, because it's in everybody's interest that people make the right decisions. So come down to Careers Jersey, talk to advisor, talk through the reasons for people making that choice or why you wish to make that choice, but then we'd be able to certainly put you in contact with relevant people in relevant positions.